Good morning, everyone. There is a chance that I don't read everything aloud today, but I do want to stream. So, we are going to continue here. I thought about taking today off, but,
Victory awaits.
I woke up before my alarm went off, and, I felt the desire to play. And if I play, I stream. That's just how it is. Alright, I'm not going to read this one aloud. Alright.
None shall stand in my way.
Words, words, words. I can't fill my belly with fancy words. Breakfast sounds good. Alright, remind me, who are you? I have questions for you. Enough questions. Leave without saying anything. Where am I supposed to go? Is it this way? I guess. Hours of wandering bring the rogue trader to a tall, sprawling tree. Something shiny stuck in the foliage. Coming closer, the Lord Captain recognizes an obsolete, heavy void suit model that has been subsumed among the growing branches. A heavily damaged skull bears its teeth. From behind the murky glass. At least their death was quick.
One day, I shall remind Drivestep that he was ready to bury my family based on some trumped-up charges. One day. Not now.
The only difference between high society squabbles and squabbles down in the gutter is the fine clothes. If you want to quietly get rid of the scoundrel, you know who to call, old man.
Halfway through the day, the rogue trader discovers a new wonder of Quetzaltemir's forests. Spacious stretch of land, overgrown with reddish-brown grass, covered in sickening yellow blisters. No other plant can be seen among the red blades of grass. The answer to this mystery may have something to do with the pale spider-like insects crawling on the other side of the blades. How's it going, Juice Oosterman? Hope all is well.
The force has granted me enlightenment.
The Whispers told me a secret.
What is that?
That would be funny. Okay, don't need that.
It's
What does
about
this do?
time.
Where does this go? Alright, let's head this way, I guess. Quite a few hours pass before something worth noticing finally shows up amid the dense forest. A pile of charred human bones lying in a shallow pit. And in front of it, like a standing stone, a broken fire cultivator with melted nozzles is stuck in the ground. Other corpses can be seen in the grass nearby, just as old and charred, but distinctly non-human. Scattered along, those are Xenos weapons covered in dirt. Some of the weaponry appears to be in working order, though it is still possible to get some use out of it.
Victory awaits! Nuncius solved this conundrum.
While the wearer's weapon has a base rate of fire or strike count equal to 2 to 4, that parameter is increased by 2. Alright. Its recoil is doubled. While this wearer's weapon has 5 or more base rate of fire or strike count, hit chance of the wearer's burst attacks is increased by 30%. If it's a ranged weapon, its recoil is negated. Interesting.
I did fine.
Body of House Winterscale Seneschal has been picked clean by wild beasts, but the marks on his spine and his split skull suggest the man was sliced in two with a power weapon. Am I the only one feeling that something wrong happened here? Something we're not seeing and cannot understand. I am not feeling the greatest. I feel under the weather, I feel like I have a sore throat, and I'm congested, and... But I wanted to play the game, and so I stream. So, there is that. It's fine. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 3 in terms of being bad, 10 being like, I don't know, Ebola, I guess. It's just enough to be inconvenient and, you know, make me feel a little less chipper than usual. Don't sheath your axe yet, my lord. More game rear their heads, eager to lose them. The mountain of muscle next to the laughing rogue trader menacingly rolls its shoulders. You recognize the hulking man as Wharton the Grey, Arch-Militant to Caligos Winterscale, who accompanied his master to your Magna Accessio. Caligos briskly turns on his heel. The blade of his power axe shines threateningly in the sun, covered in fresh blood. Upon seeing you, he breaks into a bloodthirsty grin. You repeat yourselves, Xenos scum. Do you really believe that I will fall for your trick twice? O Starborn, graciously allow this priest to speak. The one before you is not. Silence. Caligos barks at the old man, his eyes blinded with blood and rage. I did not feed you to the forest beasts for one reason, and one reason alone. You may still be of use. If you do not want to die with these Xenos, shut your mouth. Welcome back. Lord Caligos must have lost his mind. Why else would he mistake the Lord Captain for an enemy of humanity? I'm here to return Speaks with Gods to the village and pacify this forest. How do you know the old man's name? Has he been a spy for you this whole time? Speak. As Caligos bares his teeth ominously, the old man quickly starts whispering something into a strange seashell, like adornment he wears. Brown sparks flash in Caligos's hair. It started moving on its own. It's gyrating on the floor. Brown sparks flash in Caligos's hair, and a cloud of steam suddenly bursts from your mouth. Loathsome old twig. Caligos angrily shakes his head, trying to throw off the Psyker's spell. When your gaze meets again, recognition dawns on his face. Is that you, new blood? Fancy meeting you here. What in the void are you doing on my world? How do I put this? I set out to aid you and got somewhat lost. Here to resolve your conflict with the Eldari with as little violence as possible. And you're somewhat late. As you can see, the hunt has already begun, and this time it's not even my doing. Prey came to fill my hunting grounds by itself, so how could I resist? Caligos laughs without a shred of restraint. You know, your lordship, Von Valentius, why don't you join in the revelry? I'm not greedy. This world has enough trophies for the both of us. Assess Winterscale's condition. Unsurprisingly, at your first meeting, Caligos Winterscale appeared before you in a more favorable light. However, under the layer of dried blood and dirt, you still notice a strange detail. The rogue trader appears neither wounded nor exhausted, having spent a good 30 nights in the forest of Quetzaltemur. Winterscale has merely swapped his dazzling smile for a feral grin and drenched himself in the blood of his enemies. Inspect his retinue. Speaks with Gods, looks on with trusting violet eyes, and you notice silvery sparks glimmering within. His thin, wounded body shivers from the slightest gust of wind, yet you can still sense the power contained in his elderly frame. He nods meekly and gives you the same simple, genuine smile as his sister from the tribe. A panicked binaric trill escapes from under the tech priest's hood when one of her mechadendrites goes limp. sparking in multiple places at once. The servant of the Omnissiah gently picks it up and wearily wields her combat tool until the manipulator starts moving again. The tall navigator in ragged clothes of silk and silver proudly wears the coat of arms of House Cassini. Half his face is ruined by a fresh scar left by acid. Zen von Valencius. The navigator nods politely, though he tries to hide it. His voice is filled with pain and suffering. Mercenary Slith. Why does he have a mercenary Slith? The Slith mercenary looks around viciously, frantically, clutching their weapon. Their bodies peppered with wounds, both old and new, some rotting and some almost healed. Their yellow pupils narrow when you lock eyes, but the Xenos quickly loses interest. Wharton the Grey has not changed much since your last meeting. Still the same brute of a man with bloodshot eyes and a dull expression on his face. However, unlike Caligos's other servants, the Arch-Militant does not look exhausted, and neither does Caligos. Both are filled with rage and thirst for battle, as if the hunt has only just begun. Can you replace Heinrichs with a Merc Slith, Owlcat, please? No, you can't. Would be a fun mod, though. I should like to ask you a few questions about your presence on Quetzaltemur. Really? And I should like the tenderest sea serpent steak and a bottle of Calixian Amisac. What misery. For 10 moons already, I have been forced to subsist on grass roots and insect larvae. Caligos growls restlessly. Save your questions for later, Zen. I'm not talkative when hungry. Let's find a way to the old man's village, and then I'll give you your audience. The old man guiltily lowers his head. The forest home of this priest and his people had always been full of wisdom and life, but the fire rain called by the outsiders from the darkness, one great moon and one small moon ago, angered the forest spirits. This priest must find his way home to the heart of Quetzaltemur and perform the soothing ritual alongside his tribe. Until he does, the spirits will suffer and twist the trails. Until he does, the Starborn will not be able to return to the stars. You've already destroyed 4 Xenos ships. Is that not great victory in itself? Cease this hunt, and I shall make the Xenos leave your worlds forever. Retreat when the enemy's bones already crunch underfoot. Wharton sneers. Alien blood must flood the lands of Quetzaltemur. Only then will the Xenos have paid for their insolence. Quiet Wharton, this hunt truly has dragged on for quite some time. The ever-twisting paths, the paltry game, the dullness of it all is suffocating. I may accept your proposal, Zen, but only when I am certain that of the destruction of the remaining enemies. Of course, that's assuming we find them in this accursed forest. Gives me an intent look and curtly nods, her shoulders relaxing slightly. Then the first order of business is to return the priest to the heart of the forest and calm its rage. Well, what are you waiting for, new blood? I wandered these forests for 30 nights, and did not find the way to the Old Twigs village. We'll see if you bring us better luck. Move out.
Attention to detail is the key to success.
Damn it! I mean, just bad luck.
None shall stand in my way.
After several hours of traversing the forest, a small mountain blocks the way. Something about the pattern on the stone seems wrong. A few moments later, it becomes clear that there are cogitator parts glinting at the base of the mountain. The machines appear to have grown into the stone itself, along with the dirt and grass, with the only proof of their artificial origin being the occasional flashes of lumens powered by some random unknown impulses. The carcass is lying on a flat stone nearby, cut open in sacrifice to an unknown god.
Follow my lead.
Rich flora of the forest at times staggers the imagination. Among the trees covered in ivy and moss, the rogue trader notices a spiraling pattern of small white lumps on one of the tree trunks. Someone has cut the bark, causing the milky sap to flow down the damaged parts of the tree, harden from the heat, and turn into uneven, rubbery cocoons.
I won't tolerate weakness.
I sense no heretical statements
trivial
here.
task.
Halt! I noticed something.
I have learned much in my exile.
I think I found a new cloak. Each of the wearer's critical hits made with a ranged weapon increases their melee weapon critical damage by 9 until the end of combat.
Do you see that? Too hard for a simple monkey.
An expected result.
Stupor. That's a 49% Medicae. $129. I don't have Heinrichs with me, so it will have to be her. Oh yeah, over here. Tech use. Yeah, that makes sense. Medic A. This is only 5 Medicae, so I will just equip this. And then, is there something else I can equip? $20, so this would be plus 10 over what we have. And I suppose I will go with a plus 5 at this point.
job for me.
The unknown captain's body has been preserved thanks to the properties of the local troposphere. Traces of inky secretions are visible on his skin, evidence of poisoning by a rare Drukhari toxin. Right. We throw this back on. And then we throw this back on. And then that back on.
A new challenge for me?
I hear the voices of the dead. They ran into the forests. Okay. Halfway through the day, Rogue Trader discovers a new wonder of Quetzaltemmer's reddish-brown grass. Yeah, no, we've already read that one. Elite Blast Pistol. Oh yeah, so I think I figured out what was going on with the burst here. So I figured out why this was working for me for a little bit and then stopped working ever since. Thanks to conversations with people in other communities. And the reason is, this says, whenever the user performs a single target attack against a target within 3 cell radius, they make a burst shot with this augment immediately after. Okay, that's what you would think it does, right? Whenever the user performs a single target attack against a target in a 3 cell radius, they make a shot with this augment immediately after. Yeah. This one works like that. This one, however, only works with single shots. So the reason it was working for me for a short while is because I had a pistol equipped instead of a foe hammer. And when I switched back to a foe hammer, that's when it stopped working. And that's why it also doesn't work for Abelard.
It's about time.
Yeah, I'm not fond of this map type either. I'm gonna be lost forever. Less gimmicky augments and more just improperly translated augments or something, because it should say single shot, not single target attack, because that's not what it means. After a few more steps, the forest parts, revealing a stepped waterfall. The clear currents flow gracefully from one step to the next, carrying peculiar, colorful ribbons, which turn out to be living creatures that latch onto the porous surface of rocks with their flexible bodies, snapping at small fish with their eyeless, toothy heads.
None shall stand in my way.
Have I already been here? I feel like I've already been here. Rogue Trader's never seen an anthill of such size before, but the most disturbing thing about it is a xenoskeleton tied to the anthill with bonds made from some unknown material. The Drukhari weapon stuck in the corpse is the only detail that can point to the perpetrator. Being eaten by ants is a horrific torture that makes the blade in the back seem like an act of mercy, a most uncharacteristic gesture for this race.
Victory awaits. Follow my lead.
There's only one way out of here. Ah. Called joy. It appears I need to take a very specific path, and I don't know what it is. On a scale of 1 to 5, how much do I like this game? 4. If it was a scale of 1 to 10, it would be an 8.5. My biggest complaint with the game is it is too easy, even on the highest difficulty. How's it going, 619? Hope all is well.
A new challenge for me?
Hey, I made it back to the village. One sec, I gotta sneeze. Yeah, the game is really good. If only they could somehow fix, like, the initiative system and a couple other parts of the combat that just makes it super easy. Jesus sermon? Yeah, maybe. Everything happened just as Speaks with Gods foresaw. Starborn are back, and with them are our... Enough of your bleeding old hag. I already told you. Your speech offends me so. It makes me want to cut out your tongue. Galagos waves the woman away and turns his flinty gaze on Speaks with Gods. I'm sick and tired of aimlessly trudging through the woods. Old man, I'm a hunter, and without a quarry, I turn into quite the beast. Yes, this is possibly the easiest CRPG I've played. There is a chance that I will be doing a Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous playthrough here after this game. Depends on how people are feeling and how people vote on, like, my YouTube and what people say here, etc. It's like it's leaning between like Wrath of the Righteous and a Baldur's Gate 1 playthrough so far. Those are the two that it's kind of leaning between. Yeah. Here, if you want to vote, let me give you my YouTube. And you can check it out there if you so choose. Speaks with Gods is ready to conduct the ritual, O Starborn. The heart of this forest is calling out to me. So let this priest serve his God, not in word, but in deed. It is done. This good-for-nothing psyker has finally proved himself useful. I intend to have a good night's sleep and enjoy the local delicacies. One good thing about Crescent Temmer is that the fruit here is sweeter than Calixian honey, and more tender than the meat of a young Grox. You get some rest as well, Zen, and remember, it is better to go hunting when you are full of vigor, but slightly hungry. The hunger adds acuity, makes the kill more intoxicating, you know? Let me know when you're ready to depart, or if you decide to share a few stories, then come to the bonfire. It's not often that two rogue traders can indulge in confidences away from prying ears.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Nice walk that was. That wasn't it, Zen? You may have helped us navigate the living forest's clutches, but don't let it get to your head. I would have managed by myself sooner or later. Sooner or later. I have some questions to ask you. One day, you two will grow sick of all the talking, and then you two will choose shooting Xenos on a wild planet over endless intrigue. Fine, we have plenty of time, so be it. I will give you a private audience. If dear Chorta knew how close-knit we'd become, he would have surely branded us conspirators. Alright, I gotta blow my nose again. Alright. I hear you've decided to oppose both the Lord Inquisitor and Chorta. Void Kraken may eat them both for all I care, acting as if their war on heresy in the Expanse is just starting. Ah, I've been living it for decades, and I don't need an inquisitorial preacher, and I certainly don't need Incendia's goodwill. Saw the corpse of your seneschal at the forest camp. The old man was a weakling, and that is why he's dead. That's what happens when you can no longer fulfill your duty as to your master. Pelagos carries himself with an air of indifference, but the sudden furrows on his forehead betray his regret. Many fine warriors have perished on this hunt. Raise a toast to their name when you can. Where's the option to tell him that I killed Chorda? Tell me about Quetzaltemur. Your inquiries are curious, to be sure. Quetzaltemur is a planet with a rather dreary backstory. Long time ago, it supplied my great-grandfather with tons of succulent fruits and thousands of cargo containers filled with a special building fiber processed from the local forests. The population all lived in large cities, a safe distance away from the tangled paths and trees, and then this quiet life was dashed by Xenos raids. They burned down the cities and shackled our people faster than our ships could help. In the end, the local governor ran away, leaving the remaining people at the beast's mercy. And the people, in turn, fled the big cities that attracted the Xenos. And that is how the forests that the rabble feared became their salvation. The planet fell into decay. There was no one to populate the cities, and there was no one to extract resources. Quetzaltemur expected 3 new arcs filled with settlers to arrive from the Imperium, but in 500 years, not one of them has reached the Expanse. Yeah, that makes sense. Just they've been so good about writing things to make do with, you know, where you may have decided to go first up to this point, so I was just kind of like taken aback that they hadn't done that for this, but Owlcat and later acts are the later acts get less love. Do not turn your gaze to me, Ellentalk. It was not my kin who desolated this world. Let us discuss the Eldari problem. You care about them that much, new blood? Pelagos bellows in disdain. Go ahead, then. Try to convince me that the vile Xeno scum deserve the mercy of Pelagos Winterscale. But remember, you only get one chance to try. True enough, true enough. If you were to agree, then you would have a rogue trader and the head of a powerful dynasty in your debt. I like how 105 fellowship is only a 50%. We will go the persuasion. Frankly, your desperation excites me, Zen. It even makes me want to know whether you were driven by foolishness or treachery and cool calculation. Winterscale looks at you appraisingly, scratching his chin. Well, I'm quite curious to see how large a dagger you might stab me with. I shall think on your offer, but that is the only promise you will get from me. Stop calling me new blood. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Wait around for a couple of decades, new blood, and let others get used to you. It is not often that we have a fresh new rogue trader in our circle. How did you survive the forest all this time? The forests of Quetzaltemur are not like the jungles of the Catachan, new blood. The only thing that could kill you here is your own stupidity, or an unfortunate coincidence in the form of stray Xenos or a rare predator, rainwater for breakfast, nutritious larvae for lunch, and fermented fruit in the place of wine for dinner, or supper. One could not wish for better hunting grounds. Pelagos laughs, then falls silent, evidently unwilling to share the details. I've noticed that your people look utterly woebegone, while you do not have a single scratch on you. That means that my people are weaklings, and I shall change that soon. As for me, I've been of stout constitution since the day I was born. At first, Caligos shrugs his shoulders indifferently, but after looking closer at his companions, he raises his brows in surprise. It seems that the rogue trader just realized the validity of your words. I need a little more time.
I won't tolerate weakness.
It says leads ahead is here, but I don't see leads ahead here. Oh, here's leads ahead. Who are you? I have questions for you. Tell me about speaks with gods. Enough questions. Leave without saying anything.
It's about time.
It looks like the only option is to say it's time to go seeking Eldari, which I don't want to say. It is time indeed. It may take a while to find their trail, but Wharton here has a keen eye, and his sense of smell can rival any old dog. We will do just fine, especially with the forest being on our side now.
Follow my lead. I rise to the occasion.
What do we have? Littlest Stare ability no longer deals damage to affected allies, but those allies gain temp wounds. Oh, that is funny. That is a riot.
Sometimes you consult the appropriate treatise on Tactica Imperialis and weigh every step. Sometimes, though, you just fire your biggest cannon and save the day.
Eldari Guardian, a stately Eldari warrior, steps forward, calmly looking at the intruders. His armor and its adornments gleam in the sun despite the traces of dried mud and caked-on blood. The Farseers instructed me to send you away, monkey. Smooth voice of the Xenos sounds out of place in the rough wilderness of Quetzaltemer. However, I recently stopped meekly heeding their counsel, and besides, my sister is among you. I'm curious to hear the outcast's tidings. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of nice utility there. Nocturne of Oblivion. Vain Rhetoric. A masterful display. Your temper, brother mine, you ought to quell. Bravado has no place within this play. Indeed, the merchants proved this all too well. This actor, excellent, who did alight upon the stage. Now will this piece complete by choosing a final opposite. Opposite? I don't know what that word is. Who shall survive, and who their doom shall meet? Nocturne of Oblivion's mournful horned mask avidly tracks my face. Seems to like me more than their kin. I do not know about you, Zen, but these Xenos bastards are giving me the creeps. Caligo shifts his excited gaze from the Eldari warrior to the solitaire and back. This one in the motley. I want to kill him. Now. Look around the Eldari camp. The Xenos have made their camp among the ruins of an ancient city of the Imperium. Only the alien growths of the Xenotech and the wreckage of the Eldari ship disturb the picture of centuries-old devastation and rebirth. Despite their affected ease, most of the Xenos are pushing themselves to their limits. They are exhausted, nervous, and frightened, even if they hide it well. This may have eluded your companions, but not you. Nocturne of Oblivion, it certainly has been a while. What are you doing here? The solitaire bows theatrically. With embers glowing, cupped in my two hands, I bear them through the deluge to the hearth. The Harlequin's metaphor implies he has been accompanying the surviving Eldari for a while now. It's not clear to you what hearth he is talking about, but perhaps he has managed to find them a new home. I'm here to resolve this conflict peacefully. A tapestry, complex as piece, and one that many threads demand for warp and weft. For this design, three wills together spun, its greed will sate in hands of weaver deft. The gruesome scars of past distrust, bewailed, with compact, subtle gauze, shall now be veiled. Playing with your prey like a cat. Fine, new blood. You are still young. Just remember that patience is not my strong suit. Do not think we have anything to. I do not think we have anything to discuss either, monkey. The deeds of your kin have spoken louder than words. My home, my family, my people, my Cruderak, everything's gone because of you. Your brothers and sisters are exhausted, you are trapped, and I'm the only person who can change that. The warriors behind the leader freeze in uncomfortable silence, but he does not appear to be taken aback by your words. You may be discerning, monkey, but only half of what you say is true. The warrior sighs tiredly. We did not attack this world, monkey. The last of Cruderak's children assembled once more to scour the master of flesh, Tervantius, from the memory of the universe. The homunculus who abducted and tortured the Farseers from our craft world. We learned that he is hiding on this world, but something prevents our Farseers from discerning his lair, and so we were forced to act decisively. Act decisively? You Ashmogs, you call mowing down 2/3 of the world's population acting decisively? Jai sticks out her augmented hand, and the mechanical joints squeal piteously under the weight of her indecent gestures. Master of Flesh from Kamora, he is here. Irlia ignores the veiled confession and inhales hungrily, doing her best to remain calm. We must destroy him. Alright, it is time for ads. The ads last for 3 minutes. They disable pre-roll and mid-roll ads for the next hour on Twitch. I don't do anything in the meantime, so nobody misses out on any content. And I will catch everyone after the ads. Alright, the ads have finished. Let us continue. You call purging an entire world a decisive action? Our Farseers, the ones we managed to save, could not name the exact location of the Master of Flesh. Even after our ships circled the world for a third time, something prevented them from seeing the truth, something powerful. We knew your patrols would soon discover our presence. And so we decided to do something else, to exterminate the homunculus along with the world he had chosen as his refuge. The Eldari shrugs vaguely. The monkey are flooding the galaxy at the speed of a meteor shower, and this world will repopulate eventually. Is a single world not worth eliminating? A powerful enemy who threatens hundreds of such worlds, both yours and those of my kin? What do the Xenos and the fanatical zealots of the Imperium have in common? The answer is simple. Both are willing to sacrifice billions of their subjects. The sullen grin that follows does not become Jai's face at all. Winterscale meaningfully raises an eyebrow, and you still deem him worthy of conversation? Address Irliet. Irliet's gaze wanders from Caligos to the Solitaire, from the Solitaire to the Eldari warrior, and back again, an outcast among her kin and as strangers alike, a sorrowful burden that not all can bear. You still think your kin are worth saving? I want to say one, but I'm going to go two. Your kin had a valid reason to attack this world. I see no issue with sacrificing the lowborn if it helps a good cause. I never doubted it, Elentok. The homunculus is a threat to both our species. You know well what his dark heart and perverted mind are capable of. Cervantius must be destroyed. My kin have taken on the role of vengeful blade. Address the Eldari. Tell me about the homunculus. Where is he? They don't know aside from on this planet, but I'm clicking the option anyway. I will not say a word until you let my kin depart from this world. The warrior squares his shoulders, but whether out of fatigue or to make his words more impactful, it's hard to say. You lost your world and are now depriving others of theirs out of vengeance. Why do you think you were different? How dare you compare a dragon to a lizard? Starlight to the dim glow of a guttering candle? There is fury in the Eldari's eyes, as well as doubt. Make no mistake about your inferior species. A single child of Assyrian is worth thousands of your kind. Lay down your weapons and I promise to judge you fairly. I'll observe the camp. After I say lay down your weapons. You overstep, Zen. Quetzaltemur is my world and my domain. And I've already passed sentence on these Xenos bastards. You're not seeking your justice, monkey. We are yearning for retribution. Observe the camp. Address Caligos. There is no trace of the board Caligos from a few moments ago. The rogue trader is now closely studying the potential battlefield, his enemies, and the heads he intends to claim as trophies. Caligos, you cannot kill the Eldari. What? Why? Taken aback by your statement, Winterscale lowers his power axe for a moment. Look at yourself, Caligos. You are becoming a monster whose only desire is to kill. Stop tugging at my conscience, Zen. You sound vile, like the Incendia from my nightmares come to life to ruin the mood. Caligos grimaces in frustration. Your words seem to not have angered him, but upset him. Drone take you and all the misfortunes in the galaxy along with you. Winterscale gives you a clap on the shoulder. The expression on his face is mysterious and almost sad. I must confess that all this dismal talk has given me a migraine and made my old wounds ache. So you want to save these Xenos? Suit yourself. By my grace, I entrust you with the lives of the enemies of humanity. Have fun. We shall be heading back now. What kind of hunting is it when the prey does not even struggle in your grasp? I'm disappointed. Caligos flashes a provoking grin. And don't you think I'm going to forget about your words and promises, Zen? We shall revisit that later. Irilia brushes a strand of fiery hair from her forehead and nods appreciatively. I know how difficult it is to go against the will of your kin, and yet I cannot hide my joy that we both lived through this moment and emerged with a tale yet to tell. After all the suffering that the monkey have inflicted upon the children of Kudarak, after all the punishment we have inflicted upon this world, my heart remains troubled, knowing that we have only tempered our grudges for a time, and have parted without bloodshed today. However, I dare not complain. For my kin, the hour of triumph has arrived at last. Once the Master of Flesh is no more, we can go to the edge of this stellar expanse, away from the gaze of Monkey, and peacefully await the arrival of our kin from distant stars. What are you talking about? Sharon Kai? Or Sharon K? Irilia stares intently at into the eyes of the Eldari warrior. His gaze remains steady and calm. What kin from distant stars? Outcast Irilia, I have some good news for you. Our Farseers managed to contact the children of Craft World Alatok, and soon your fellow outcasts will visit the part of the galaxy that the monkey call the Expanse. They will take us away, give us a new home, and Sharon K pauses, his gaze on you, wondering if he should continue. Is that what an adherent of the path of the warrior wishes to tell me? Were these words meant to comfort my heart? Irilia's words ring with contempt and desperation. Oh, Asurin, your children once again seek to appease their pride by sending their kin to monkey worlds, there to find nothing but blood and death. The Farseer's mistakes doomed Kudarak, Sharon K, and their excessive cruelty and thirst for vengeance almost doomed those of us who managed to survive against all odds in the void between foreign stars. You know it just as well as I do, but you continue to do their bidding. Oh, Sharon K, you could take the Webway Gate and go away from the dangers and tribulations of the Expanse, but you have chosen to stay here instead. You are dying. You are feuding with the monkey. Have not the children of Asurin spilt enough blood? Is it not enough that we have lost our home? Why do you wish to expose even more of your kin to mortal peril? Sharon K's iron will falters under Iriliat's relentless pressure. It is too late to change anything. The deed is done. Their will carried out. The outcasts from Alatok will come to the local stars, and we will leave with them, sister. Are you saying there's another Eldari craft world headed for the Expanse? May Asurin save us from this woe? Sharon K folds his arms on his chest in a graceful gesture, but the horror is obvious on his face. No, I will not allow another world to perish at the hands of Monkey, even if this means forsaking my soul. And I am not going to reveal all the secrets of my kind to you, Elentok. You may have helped us in our hour of need, but I trusted you at the outcast's behest. But I will say this, the warriors of Alatok are coming here. To your stars, this is an unalterable truth. I did not sign up for yet another war against the Xenos and the Expanse. Call off your kin. Our Farseers paid an insurmountable price to contact the craft world located billions of stars away from here. Many of them perished to give the rest of us a chance to be rescued, and I will not jeopardize the lives of those who yet remain. Iliot, are you going to leave me and escape with the rest of the outcasts? Is that what worries you now, Elentok? I got a disapproving look. I may leave the Expanse one day, but the only thing you should be concerned about is how to quell the wrath of my people. I will take the warriors of Alatok, or it will take the warriors of Alatok many years to discover the Webway Gate capable of bringing their strike force to the Expanse. Perhaps you will be too old by then, and only on your deathbed will you hear the news. The children of Asuran have come to exact their vengeance. For some reason, your words bring a faint smile to Iliot's lips. Worry not, Elentok. It is my turn to rescue you and your people. Rescue me? How? Like a forgotten shadow, the Solitaire steps into the light and leans forward with interest, the spectator watching the culmination of an exciting performance. During my exile, I met many companions who temporarily joined me on my endless travels. One such companion was a fellow outcast who had already completed many paths. It was he who told me about the Ritual of Unity, a great opportunity for one's spirit to reach out and touch the infinity circuit of the craft world, known to the Farseers who perform it. Sharon K. said that the Crudorak Farseers have already contacted Alatok. This means I can too. Did the darkness of space drive you mad during your exile, sister? Sharon K. recoils from Iliot as if from a scorching flame. Even those who walk the path of the seer balk at joining souls with the ancestors inside the circuit. They are wise and know that the ritual is perilous to the spirit. Your chances of success are simply non-existent. You would die without achieving anything. And even if you did not die immediately, ask yourself honestly, why should the ancestors listen to a simple outcast? As you said, Alatok is a world of my fellow outcasts. They would not wish harm upon me, which gives wings to my hope. Look me in the eye, Sharon K. You wish to end the suffering of our kin? I can see the answer in your heart. You must accept it and help me. Though Iliot's words are addressed to her kinsman, she is watching your reaction closely. Why are you so certain the Eldari are going to attack our worlds? Because they are driven by grief. Sometimes pain and loss blinds even the best of us. Unless the warriors of Alatok arrive in this part of the galaxy, the sons and daughters of Crudorak will perish among the worlds of the monkey. Is that the fate you wish for us? We will have to find another way. I understand that it is not easy for those who have lived all their lives sheltered within a craft world to accept that sometimes life leads us down different paths. But the path that you and the Farseers have chosen only leads to more pain. More pain? Did you manage to prevent the death of our kin and Warren on the Lilithan? And Arabenian told me everything that happened? Sorry, the Arabenian told me everything that happened? This is your life and your people, Iliot. I will stay by your side no matter what path you choose. And I do appreciate it, Elentok. Iliot nods and underscores her words with a familiar gesture of gratitude. I've done all I can, Chiron K. You know what you must do. The Solitaire does not intervene, but shifts his gaze to Chiron K, as if expecting to hear the last line of a play before the curtain falls. May Asuran forgive his children. Chiron K sighs and gestures to a few of his warriors. Fetch the Farseers, tell them the outcast wishes to perform the ritual. We will wait for them here. Iliad is on her knees, clinging to the spirit stone like a lifeline with both her hands. Her eyes are dim, her breath is uneven, and her body is trembling. The rite has definitely gone awry. Well then. I don't even know what to choose here. I'm going to rush in to help. Wait, if you change the rite, you could make everything even worse for Iliad? What is happening? The rite of bonding is dangerous, and the outcast knew the price. I do not know what she sees, hears, and feels, but there is one truth. The outcast's soul is impure, and the Militant ancestors have noticed this. Most likely, the outcast will go through the rite of rebirth, or perish. I kind of want to look this up. Give me a minute here. Okay, I will stop the rite. Get out of my way. If you won't help her, then I will do so myself. I just wanted to make sure that that wouldn't kill. It does not. I didn't look at the full... what it does.
A new challenge for me.
Hey, it's Marazai. My poor little cousin, you were so desperate to save your spineless kin. Yet all you did, in the end, was fail them. Fail yourself, and even your curious companion, your Elentok. I failed them all. Could I have acted differently? Would it have mattered? Relax. And enjoy the process, cousin. Pain and suffering is the nectar that will save your soul, not your paltry baubles. The memory of a loss is always stronger than a memory of a gain, especially when you lose something or as significant as a home or an entire world. I paid the price in full. I have lost myself and even my meditation. Neither my soul nor my body may know rest now. I stumbled. I almost lost myself. I do not want to bring pain any longer. Myself or to others. I did not fear oblivion before, knowing that my soul would one day become one with the Infinity Circuit of Kudarak and join my ancestors, but now I'm shamefully afraid of every battle I have to face. I knew the monkey would not have believed me if I told them about the treachery of their loyal watcher of outsiders. They would have ended my path, my life, and the children of Kruderak would never have learned the truth. But would the Elentok have believed me? The home that I lost, the kin whom I could not save, and the Elentok whose predecessor was to blame for it all. Fear and despair took hold of my soul. I had to do something, anything. Oh, Asuran, why would the Farseers do this? The monkey are not the only ones to blame for the death of our home. Our own leaders condemned thousands of precious souls to suffering. I knew the monkey would not have believed me if I told them about the treachery. Oh. Yeah, I saw that one.
Victory awaits!
Stop, Elentok. This is the very heart of my world. Too fragile for you to touch. You cannot come here. You should not even be here. You were calling my name, Earliet? I thought you needed my help. Oh, Elentok, what have I done? Earliet shakes her head in regret. I am still connected to the souls of my ancestors. It is dangerous for you to be here. Leave. I don't know how to get out of here. I don't even know how I got here. Earliet anxiously looks around, and shadows of doubt start to weave their way into the corners of her beautiful world. Do not worry, Zen. I will protect you, whatever happens. Protect me? From what? My ancestors beheld the wounds inflicted on my soul during the search for Kruderak and the Drukari's torture. The wounds that did not heal for many weeks while I was unable to meditate and immerse myself in my world. And they are somehow here now, healing, patching, mending. And you, Zen, they also think you are one of the wounds bleeding inside my soul. Earliet looks at you with a gloomy, guilty look. Let's try to do as we have done before. Try and pull you out of my world with Medit. For the record, my playthrough had very different path from the meetup with the elves, despite a lack of reactivity earlier. Yes, they are. You feel a strange prickling sensation starting from the tips of your ears all the way to your toes. A wave of warmth and calm crushes over you, giant and inescapable, and with it, the sense of someone watching you, as if thousands of eyes are trained upon you at the same time. You do not belong here. You should not be here. Hey, Morag, they are already here. Run away now. The foreign world spits you out like waste. Your head is spinning, your entire body aches, and every muscle burns with the strain. It feels as if thousands of gazes that were following you in Earliet's world continue to watch you, evaluate you, judge you. The Kruderak, Eldari, shocked by your sudden return from the depths of another's world, approach slowly, observing you and Earliet, who is just awoken. Zen, are you alright? Earliet kneels over you, peering into your eyes with a worried expression. Yes, I see. You are unharmed. Earliet, your spirit stone. Earliet looks down at her breastplate in astonishment, seeing her shattered spirit stone. Oh, merciful Isha. I do not understand. Why would Elenok's souls do something like this? The Farseer stumbles back in horror. Oh, this is your punishment, outcast, for your betrayal of your own kind. Why are you standing there gawping? Fix it, there must be a way. Even if we wanted to, Monkey, it is impossible to recreate a spirit stone so easily. But I will not tell you, but I will not let you into the secrets of my kin. For you are also at fault for what happened to the outcast. Juliet, what happens to you now? I do not know, Zen. I do not know. Juliet's gaze absently travels over her kin's faces, but they turn away from her in fear and disgust. Now that Juliet's soul is left without protection, the insatiable gaze of she who thirsts will forever be trained upon her, and if the outcast dies, her soul will never be able to join her ancestors in the Infinity Circuit. Slaanesh will devour it in that very moment. How did this happen? Seems that you became part of the right when you drew too close. That is why I did not sense you straight away, and why you could not leave. With a trembling hand, Juliet strokes the spirit stone shards, then jerks her hand away with a cry, staring at a cut on her finger. You became imprisoned in my world, Zen, and when the souls of my ancestors targeted you to rid my world of everything that did not belong there, Juliet stammers, you saved me, shielded me with your soul. They would have healed my soul and made you disappear, but I did not want that. I will decide for myself when to walk side by side with you, and when our ways will part. The freedom to choose, even if the choice is dangerous and wrong, that is my path, Zen. That is what I live and fight for. I told you that everything comes with a price, outcast. You have shielded Monkey from danger with your soul and ended up coming under the attack of our ancestors. Shiren K sorrowfully shakes his head. At least you survived the right. Tell me, were your words heard? I am tired of Farseer's blindness and my kin's hatred, Shiren K. All of the choices of our people led only to suffering and the loss of our loved ones. I no longer wish to be an accomplice to another's hatred and pay for the mistakes of those who were supposed to guide us toward the light, who led us into oblivion. I convinced my kin to divert the river of their anger. The ranks of outcasts will arrive in the expanse, unseen and unheard, but not for the sake of war. They will find and take away those who remain, the last sons and daughters of the Kruderak. And then they will depart the monkey stars without a trace, forever. The angry Farseers try to object, but Shiren K gently interrupts them. Your brothers and sisters would not dare ask you for more. Juliet, I understand your choice, even if my spirit cannot fully accept it. I would not be opposed to cooperating in the future. I do not think that this is possible, Monkey. Our temporary alliance will run its course as soon as the ships of my kin leave the expanse, for I hope never to return here. You still hope to find the homunculus? The Farseers could not divine where the Master of Flesh makes his lair, for an unknown force is hiding him from the penetrating gaze of the Wise Ones. The children of Asurin have never encountered anything like this before. Having circled the world several times and failed in our search, we ventured to unleash our pent-up fury on the planet in the hope that we would be graced with a fortunate accident. Alas, the fate of the Master of Flesh remained unchanged. The Farseers could feel the beating of his black heart, but were powerless to do anything. That was when our rangers began to deduce the coordinates of his lair based on the readings of the Wise Ones and the lands untouched by the fired weapons. And they would have succeeded had the monkey not attacked our fleet. The Eldari device thrums and a holographic projection of the world with several marked coordinates appears on his palm, or in his palm. I will share the information I have gathered, for I hope that even a Master of Flesh will not be able to elude two pursuers at once. Our ways part here, outcast. Avoiding Juliet as best they can, the Eldari scatter across the meadow, and disappear into the shadows of the forest. She watches them leave, her fists clenched so hard that her knuckles have turned white. So ended the path of the outcast. Nothing is over yet. I will stay by your side and help you find a new spirit stone. Your words make Irliet smile slightly. If only it were that easy, Elentok. One must know how to bond an empty spirit stone with a soul, intertwine it with one's inner world, and be able to contain it. Only the Farseer castes are capable of such a feat, but now my kin have turned their backs on me, and not for the first time. Let us go, Elentok. Let us leave this graveyard of doubts, unfulfilled hopes, and newfound fears together.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
You know, Stanzo, I miss the times when fire cultivators were only used for working in the fields. Back then, I thought, by the throne, damn that forest. Can't take your eyes off it for a tick, or else it'd mess with production. But nowadays, the damned forest is the only thing that can defend people. Who'd have guessed? And we, the Silverius, are the only ones who can pass through it. If we have our fire cultivator intact, that is. I did hear, though, that one of the astropaths managed to lead a group of 50 people through the brush, but nobody has heard from them since. The enemies of humanity got them, didn't they? Come meet us halfway. I'm leading a new group, and the Promethium in my cultivator is running out.
It's about time.
Gift of Kernois. Ooh, this is a neat weapon. Just auto-inflicts prey. That inflicts blinded. Neat stuff.
What's your
I
stats?
won't tolerate weakness.
And then we have this. Alright, where am I supposed to be going? Is it over here? Yes. Do the Von Valencia shuttle. Do the Xenos shelter. To the rendezvous point.
A new challenge for me?
Is the Xenos shelter the place I just came from? I'm guessing. Yes. To the forest settlement. Okay, let's go to the rendezvous point. abandoned camp.
Victory awaits.
Von Valencia shuttle, abandoned camp. And there's nothing over here, right? To the rendezvous point. The forgotten bunker. At least these have names to them now. Ancient totem, abandoned camp, scene of slaughter.
Follow my lead.
To the abandoned camp, forgotten bunker, scene of slaughter.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Ancient totem. Forest settlement. Xenos shelter. Alright, I guess I have to go back to my ship to go to wherever the door is for and to kill off the homunculus. That is how it appears. This planet sucks, but I love the story that I've seen on it so far. Just navigating it is the worst. I'm gonna go talk with Earliet real quick.
Elantak, I trust your journeys were fruitful.
Okay, none of that seems to be about the new need for a spirit stone and everything. Forest is Quetzaltemer. Homunculus's laboratory. Lord Captain, we found it. The door is so close I can practically feel its metal handle in my hand. The voices are whispering over each other in both my ears. I can barely make out what they're saying. Please take me with you. They keep telling me I won't get another chance, and I believe them. It's now or never. Very well, we will go there at once. Thank you, Lord Captain. I'll owe you until the day I die. You can hold me to that? Well, Dor, I'll see you soon.
A new challenge for me.
Wisdom is a catalyst for knowledge.
Listen to me, Rust Bucket.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Monkey must know no fear or reason at all, for they permit those entwined with the great enemy in their midst.
Would you look at that? A Xenos siding with Imperium doctrine. I've heard it all now.
Interesting place to look for a door. I mean, I see doors. Well, places where doors could be. It's logical, you know. And yes, I'm aware it's not that kind of door. Probably.
Victory awaits.
Keep a sharp eye.
Oh.
Trivial, as I prognosticated.
There's a seal of silence on the cogitator, but it's not difficult to break it. The machine spirit has been tormented. Someone ripped every bit of useful knowledge from its memory.
I sense something nearby.
Hey, look, it's a door.
Something of interest. They say a little bit of humility never hurts anyone. I help others better themselves by wholeheartedly humiliating them at every step. Follow my lead!
Maybe Adira should have tried IKEA first. Maybe.
Doubt is for the weak. Excellence matters.
Did I trip a trap that I didn't see with my 204 awareness?
None shall stand in my way.
Notebook contains detailed observations, formula, and diagrams, and is thickly covered in viscous greenish liquid. Almost all the pages are firmly glued together, their contents turned into blurry stains. Experiment number 78, outcome, failure. Object capable of maintaining minimal vital, falls short of every degree of abnormalities and deformities, unacceptable. Failure, upon being removed from the capsule, the subject's vital processes ceased in an excruciating manner following a brain hemorrhage and multiple internal bleeding. Experiment number 13, outcome partial success. Specimen capable of maintaining basic vital processes. but only if continually neurally, something, by means of drilling through the elbow, knee, and hip joints. Outcome, U. The last X. Subjects, conform to the minimum requirements, but their capabilities are limited. They are incapable of capacity 4 of the original organism. Toxic Flamer. Ah, that's kind of neat. Is Soldier able to go into Executioner?
It's about time.
None are better at searching.
I did fine.
Well, these look fun.
I'll lay claim to the stars. I'll wipe you from the face of the galaxy.
Abelard, get up there. Kadira, you can be up there. Juliet, Jai, and Aogen.
Okay, now I'm really riled up.
Okay.
I can do that with the right incentive. Am I getting paid for this? You've got a problem? I've got a prize.
We just buff up.
Don't get too cocky. I can do that with the right incentive. Don't get too cocky. I can do that with the right incentive.
Astute observation. Executing command. The machine spirit's cool.
Am I getting those buffs? No, I'm not. Why am I not getting those buffs? I'm literally right next to it. It was giving the buffs to Irliet. What the fuck, game?
Nuncius, I'm relying on you. My creation, your assistance is required. Executing command.
Okay, how do I want to do this? I'm gonna give it to Jai so that she can buff me, I guess.
From the galvanic cell.
Tell me, and it is done.
And then she can...
Am I getting paid for this?
give this to Kadira.
I can do that with the right incentive.
Yep, I'm gonna have to put this on me specifically. Because for some reason I am not able to get extrapolated buffs at the moment.
Let's see what you can do.
That one works on everybody.
Anything else? Ugh, damn. What was the command again? All right.
Okay, then we'll give me a
Wanna see a
turn. I will weapon optimizer.
Already done. Let's see how they respond to this.
And then reckless strike. Sworn enemy.
Suits my
Brace for
purposes.
impact.
Not a problem
Devastating
for me.
attack.
Watch and learn.
One down.
Another clean strike. Forge ahead. Suits my purposes. Nothing of value has been lost. I shall not fear. Already done. The war is playing tricks on us. I tire of idleness. Let's move.
That was chill. Even with
We need to
Bork buffing.
investigate.
We will go Medicaid. And we will go with this. Oh, that's a Xenos, not a Medicaid. What am I doing? $160, 162. Okay. Yours is higher.
That is beneath me.
Hypnotizing pendant. And then we want Outcast's visor as well.
A trivial task.
There we go. Formed feeble and crazy creature is pitiful and clearly unviable copy of the homunculus Tervantius. Might of Fenris, power armor. Very nice for Ulfar.
Victory awaits.
The machine god was benevolent to me.
Oh, neat. Sanguine Judgment. While the wearer has temporary wounds, their melee attacks deal 15% more damage. When the wearer parries the enemy attack, they gain 3 temporary wounds. I feel like this is good for Abelard. Technically less armor and deflection, but that's fine. He'll be fine. It's still good for Vanguard. And then this is Weapon Optimizer MK Arc Militant. And this is just a worse version of the one that I have. Oh. Oh, I see. This is based off versatility stacks instead of Ferrum Sanctum stacks. Okay, this is actually insane. But the one I currently have, I can apply all of them at once. This one I cannot, so it's still worse. Alright. It is time for ads. The ads will last for 3 minutes. They disable pre-roll and mid-roll ads for the next hour on Twitch. I don't do anything in the meantime, so nobody misses out on any content. And I will catch everyone when we return from ads. Alright. The ads are
State
finished.
your intention.
Let us continue. Over here, we will throw this on. 16 deflection versus 9. This is such an insanely good elite character, like heavy armor. That's okay. We'll live with this. It's not as tanky, but that's fine. It doesn't need to be.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
Nuncius solved this conundrum.
Okay, it's to the right. The door is, at least. Icebreaker Sabatons. Blood Ice Gauntlets.
Follow my lead.
Adira stares intently at the solid wall in front of her, shifting from foot to foot and biting her nails. The wall looks like an ordinary plasteel and rockcrete surface, no different from any other in here. Lord Captain, this is it. The place for my visions. Even the scratches on the walls are the same, except for one thing. That's where the door is supposed to be. The one I keep opening in my dreams every night. I've seen this moment so many times, it feels more real to me than I am. My visions couldn't have lied to me. Then you should trust your feelings. Go ahead and try to open it. Open a door that doesn't exist? Ah, the things you say sometimes, Lord Captain. Well, it wouldn't be the strangest thing we've ever done. Oh, what the warp. What have I got to lose? Here goes. If she explodes into a pile of gore, I would not be surprised. In the least. Adira steps closer to the wall and reaches out toward the non-existent door. As if in a trance, she clenches her fingers as if gripping an invisible handle and slowly turns it. You hear a click. A violent ripple tears through the space around the wall. A cacophony of whispers makes your skin crawl from head to toe, like an unseen wave emanating from twisted, broken reality. Uneven rays of impossible, nauseating light break through the rockcrete, forming the silhouette of a doorway. Eventually, the vision passes, and you clearly see a door where a blank wall used to be. Adira turns to you with a wide and somewhat deranged smile. Lord Captain, we found it. It's the door. Exactly like the one in my visions, which means my salvation is close. Except... He frowns in concern, except it wasn't hidden by some force field contraption. It was a powerful warp barrier. I could never have removed something like that. Like our arrival was expected, and now they're inviting us in. We best be ready. Someone who knows their witchcraft is waiting inside. As long as we're together, we'll get through this, Adira. Trust me. Well, you're not wrong. We've been through worse, haven't we? Thanks, Lord Captain. I won't let you down.
A new challenge for me?
In the ice-bound lake of tears, you will find what has been lost. But will you find peace? Death has a single eye that watches from the darkness of the ages, but its hands will be you. I'm sorry, Master Cogbelly. It was stronger than me.
The associative series you set forth does not appear random to me somehow. But the solution eludes me. Luncius, why have you gone quiet?
I like how Eogan was talking to Nuncius there when it's already been determined that Nuncius is fake, and he's stopped talking to
None shall
Nuncius.
stand in my way.
Yes, this is what salvation looks like. IRL too.
We must act. What is that?
Ready as always. One and it's done.
I'm always ready. I'll lay claim to the stars.
Let's make a deal. And done.
I hear some sort of warning alarm going off.
Halt.
That bodes well,
I noticed something.
right?
I have learned much in my exile.
I won't tolerate weakness.
The withered victim's face is forever twisted in a silent scream.
Keep a sharp eye. Oh, too hard for a simple monkey. None are better at searching. My success was inevitable.
Follow my lead.
Revolting biomass, some elements of which can be interpreted as human features, float in the green liquid. You see contorted, agony-racked Eldari, or more accurately, something that resembles one. Dozens of scars and sutures cover its face. The sight of its misaligned joints moving under its skin makes your stomach turn, and its singular eye looks devoid of sanity. And yet, as you examine the creature's tattered clothes, you can still recognize, albeit with some difficulty, the ceremonial raiment of a farseer. At last, my deliverance. Monkey, the disgrace, the humiliation of falling at the hands of a lesser creature. Enough. The anticipation of this moment is all that has allowed me to retain a vestige of reason. End me now. Irliet takes a quivering breath. Who are you? I do not recognize you, but your vestments. A child of our dead home. I do not remember you, but it gladdens me on the cusp of death to behold a spark of the Assyrian, or the Assyriani. Who are you? A hollow shell forced into servitude. Every thread of my being calls out to me, urging me to claim your lives, only stopped by the fading remnants of my former self. Quickly, I demand that you give my death to me and break the shackles of this nightmare. The Farseer's crooked fingers reach for his temples, and now you notice the sinister-looking device on his head. Translucent threads coil in strange, sickening patterns around the Eldari's temples, sinking into the skin on his face, neck, and clavicles. In the dim, cold light of the laboratory, the device resembles glistening carrion worms that are mercilessly drinking the Xenos mind dry. Adira gives you a puzzled glance. I think that's what we're here for. I can barely see the Xenos aura in the warp. Must be the work of that thing on his head. All I need is the implant on your head. Give it to me. I shall set you free. Yaldari hisses and howls, his crooked fingers tearing his ragged robes apart. It's too late. My mind is poisoned. My soul is marred. I do not know for what purpose you need this cursed machine, monkey. But if your mind carries a shred of reason, then destroy it along with me. Adira suddenly leans forward. Anger and desperation are written all over her face. Not a chance, Xenos. That thing, that size stifler, it will save my life. You're just weak. That's why you can't handle it. Naive child. You would condemn yourself to a fate of true horror. Heed me when I say there are things far worse than death. So what are you? Pervantius's plaything. The master used me by means of that which now entangles my mind and bends me to my powers, and my powers to its will. I am the tool that conceals this lair from prying eyes with the energies of the veil. Had the monkey seer not heard my pleas for help, you never would have found me. What makes the device so dangerous? It hides the soul within the warp of the spawn of chaos without severing its connection to real space. And it slowly consumes the soul. Day after day, the soul erodes and withers until nothing remains but emptiness. Is that right? You certainly talk a lot for someone who's supposed to be empty. Before all this, you must have never shut up. I spent aeons harnessing my gift. I guided an entire world. My gaze pierced the future, looking epochs ahead. And even I am at my limit, clinging desperately to the meager relics of what I once called my soul, just to speak another word. Who gave you the audacity to think you will fare any better? Your pleas for help? The Eldari doubles over in an anguished paroxysm, his voice ringing like a taut string. My silent cries pierced the veil and sent visions of this prison beyond its walls. They carried with them all my dreams of deliverance and liberation. Is that not the reason for your coming? Adira burst out laughing, her voice hoarse and hysterical. Oh, this half-baked guff is killing me. And what does it mean? It wasn't my own salvation I saw in my dreams. It was this half-dead Xenos' deliverance. Come off it. Don't you buy any of this crap, Lord Captain. He's just trying to mess with our heads. I have no reason to lie to you, monkey. However, your beliefs are of no matter. We're already here, which means I will finally die. I shall grant you a swift death. Let it be so. The Farseer rises from his knees in a jerking motion, like a broken marionette, and takes a step toward you with glassy eyes. His frail fingers move as if tugged by invisible strings, and the mutilated bodies of the twisted creatures in the tanks start convulsing synchronously. In frightening unison, their unblinking eyes shift to you. Friends!
Dark human scum! You dare oppose us?
Stop hating me, Ashmag. You've got a problem, I've got a prize. Don't get too cocky.
Okay, I
Am
will
I getting paid for this?
go this here.
Tell me, and it is
Go
done.
down buffs.
I can do that with the right incentive. You've got a problem. I've got a prize. Don't get too cocky.
Momentum.
Relocate up here.
Tech assistant, engage.
Yeah, Eogin's not gonna get the buffs because stairs or ramps. But that's okay.
Observation.
He just needs to give the buffs.
The machine spirits proof. Executing command. Lucius, I'm relying on you. My creation, your assistance is required. A valid argument.
Just for the movement.
Astute. I will not guide my hand.
Perish for this affront!
Jai, your turn is over.
On it. But of course.
How much strength did I get off of that? Ah, okay. I haven't used the strength yet. That is fine. All is good here.
Quiet whispers. It's my toy, and I'm gonna control it myself. Damn! What was the command again? Oh, right.
Return this favor tenfold.
Will do. Why did I not foresee this?
So much damage they're dealing to me.
We all walk our
Gray hair, sure hair. Suits my purposes.
Endure.
Nothing I
Reckless
can't do.
rush. Reckless strike.
My tactics are flawless. All too
Race.
I don't have time for this. Never wavered in the face of adversity. Opposing me was your biggest mistake. Forge ahead! Nothing of value has been lost.
Okay, then I can come over here. And we're just gonna keep using the free charges for now.
Let's see how they respond to this. Suits my purposes. Burn your eyes.
Do not leave me now.
Nothing I can't do. Stand a chance.
join the ancestors.
Gotta sneeze. Alright. Oh, those sneezes were rough.
Not a problem. Proposing me was your biggest mistake. Suits my purpose. You didn't stand a chance.
Okay, then I can come over here. Successful experiment, ineffectual experiment. Oh, there's one over there too. That'll be fine.
Opposing me was your biggest mistake. Nothing I can't do. All too easy.
The ancestors.
Easy fight. Adira carefully pulls the threads of the stifler out of the Farseer's breathless body. The strange device glimmers ominously in her hands, and it is difficult to tell in the dim light if the threads are moving on their own, or if it is because her whole body is trembling. Terrified and confused, Adira looks at the device, then at you, then at the dead Eldari. That Xenos? Zen, did you see his eyes right before he attacked us? Like there was no light left in them? It's all because of this thing? I don't want to die, but I don't want to live like that either. If it means I'll stop being myself, then what's the point? You do not have to resort to a solution like this. There are other ways. My kind have other technology. Devices not designed purely to scourge the soul. Oh yeah, Red? I'm sure they do. And as soon as I visit your nearest and dearest, I'm sure they'll welcome me with open arms and spoil me with gifts. Look, Irliot, if you're not on great terms with them, then what chance does a monkey witch have? This decision is yours alone, Adira. My decision? Adira bites her lips and looks down at the Xeno artifact in her hands. Her expression betrays an intense struggle, the burden of a terrible choice. A few moments pass before she raises her head and nods. Alright, I gotta blow my nose again. Alright, sorry about that. Yes, you're right. This crap isn't worth it. Time to accept the inevitable. I can entertain these fantasies of a nice long life all I like, but that's all they'll ever be. Fantasies. Pretty tales to tell over a glass of Emisic to make real life seem less shitty. The reality of the situation is ugly and merciless. I'm a psyker. My abilities are getting more and more out of control by the day, which means I'll go out like any psyker should. It'll be ugly and merciless, but I can hope, best I can hope for is that it'll be so fragging awesome and heroic that you'll be telling stories of it to your grandchildren for ages. Thank you for helping me realize this, Zen. Adira sniffles and casually drops the size stifler on the floor, where it shatters into a million tiny pieces. Pretty sure we're done here, Lord Captain. Mind letting me know, when you have some time once we're back on the ship? I want to talk to you about plans for the future in private. Can we go now? I've still got a whole life to get on with.
Doubt is for the weak.
Alright, and we have level 49. I'm getting Perception and Medicae. Abelard, you are getting toughness. And probably Medicae. Am I giving you toughness here, actually? One toughness, and then I can give one perception later to get that to 60. Yeah, that'll do. And then... Adira. Here, I'm gonna give you perception. And... Perception? Ballistic skill. I guess it doesn't matter too much. I'll go perception. And then here, I will give you... Lore warp. Over here, we go fellowship, intelligence. We're going ballistic skill. Or are we going perception? Going perception would mean I get 2 more blips of perception, getting it to 60. Ballistic skill would give me getting it to 50 here, but then I don't think I'd have anything to give for the final one. Technically agility, I guess. I'll go ballistic skill, sure. And then we have logic and tech use. We'll go lore Xenos next. Jai. You have ballistic skill and fellowship. Next is perception, I do believe. And we're at commerce. Let's pump up the persuasion. Purely it. Intelligence. And then Medicae. I don't need either of these. Don't need that.
Victory awaits! It's about time.
Okay, then we can come up here and demo.
Done.
bodies of runaway test subjects.
Wisdom is a catalyst for knowledge. I possess both.
Yara of the Immaterium.
A new challenge for me?
Group of runaway test subjects.
We need to investigate.
We'll go to the laboratory proper now. Ooh, my room's getting cold. Secret side of secret lab behind secret door. Yup. It somehow had runaway test subjects in it, even though you needed a demolition to be able to get through it.
I won't tolerate weakness. Something of interest.
A trivial task.
Halt! I noticed something.
I have learned much in my exile.
None shall stand in my way.
Hello, Tervantius. Oh, there's a lot of them. That's not how this is supposed to be. You're looking at several completely identical homunculi at work, a disturbing sight. The indistinguishable and familiar faces turn their attention toward you, morosely and almost indifferently. One of the homunculi starts to talk, with all the usual arrogance. Specimen, we meet again. Your escape from Kimura was both a statistical anomaly and an act of abject cowardice. You should have died in the Dark City instead of overstepping the limits of your own usefulness. You caused too much commotion. The monster falls silent, barely perceptible. Electrical charges run through one of the homunculi's bodies. Then the one who spoke continues. So you're here? Now what? Are you gonna bore me with your questions? Jai unconsciously reaches for the augment on her neck to check that it's still there. Bore you, Ashmag? No. We'll just stuff your skinny arse full of metal. You'll love pain, you love pain after all, don't you? Observe the homunculi. The homunculi are twitching slightly, as though from invisible electrical impulses. They look virtually identical, yet each seems to be missing something. A limb, an implant, even a facial feature or two. The single gaze of the many faces no longer seems full of haughty superiority only. Some kind of shared defect also shows in it. What is this place? It doesn't exactly look like a Drukhari lab. The clones look around them in a movement that is almost synchronized. A disembodied voice answers you. This dreary vault is lacking in practicality and function, but it has served as a passable refuge for me and my research. Why are you here, not in Kimura? I'm obviously here because this is my laboratory containing my research that requires my attention. The familiar voice of one of the Xenos sounds as though he's lecturing a child. I see you have found new company, Tervantius. You hear the Drukari's voice again, but cannot see who is talking to you. Found? Don't you mean made? I have had a backup shell stored away for centuries, but the events at the Spire of the Reaving Tempest convinced me one active body was not enough. Am I talking to one Tervantius or several? Is each of you a separate individual? The homunculi you can see are silent, and yet you can still hear Tervantius reply. His voice seems to be coming from every direction at once. My new multiple form is intriguing, isn't it? I'll leave your question unanswered, specimen. To give you something to ponder, that hole in the ceiling is a peculiar design choice. What happened here? The identical faces look annoyed and spiteful for a moment. It seems the homunculi are about to reply in unison, but a barely perceptible electrical impulse stops them. One of them scoffs and mutters through his teeth. Just more proof of how unreliable partnerships with lower life forms are. You notice one of the homunculi glance at the hole in the ceiling. Fury contorts the Xenos' face. Tervantius is unable to hide his anger at what happened. Whoever did it, and whatever it was they did, it enraged him. Draw your weapon. This meeting shall be our last, Tervantius. You're different from the others of your species, specimen. This time around, I want to study you much, and I mean much more thoroughly, which necessitates your death. I hope dying once isn't enough for you either. There's so many. Idira's going first before Jai? Wait. How did that happen? I mean, it's the preferable outcome. I just want to know how to replicate it. Actually, am I able to come over here? I'd like to be on level ground. So that the buffs actually work. Exactly. If he's truly so superior, why does he need, like, so many of himself?
My prescience has failed me. Anything else? On it.
Foul witchcraft!
I was half expecting her to blow up there, not gonna lie. Would have been really funny.
Playing tricks on us!
Quiet whispers. It's my toy, and I'm gonna control it myself. Will do.
I have seen this before, in my exile!
Too bad I never leave debts unpaid. Am I getting paid for this?
Whoops. Meant to do that first. Whatever.
Tell me, and it is done.
Doesn't really matter. Adira's augment makes her less fun. Yeah.
You've got a problem? I've got a prize.
I don't actually even need to use this,
Don't get too cocky.
so I won't.
I can do that with the right incentive. Don't get too cocky.
Executing command. Useless. Unreliable. Executing command. Astute observation.
Yeah, but it kind of makes up for the fact that she always still has a chance of summoning demons, even on minor powers. So, you know.
Valid answer.
I am a conduit of the machine god's will.
Already done.
Weapon optimizer.
Suits my purposes.
Endure.
Nothing
Reckless
I can't
rush.
do.
Are there any behind me? Or are they all up there? Okay, there is one here. But that's the only one? I'll come up here then. Race, before I forget. Not that it matters.
All too easy. Nothing of value has been lost.
Then I get to come over here.
I shall not fear.
Reckless strike.
Already done. Opposing me was your biggest mistake.
Sworn enemy.
Nothing I can't do. You didn't stand a chance. Suits my purposes. Opposing me was your biggest mistake.
Free charge. Oh, you actually have lots of HP compared to the others. Okay. I will free charge over onto this one.
Not a problem for me. Another clean strike. Already done. Nowhere to hide. Nothing of value has been lost. All too
Come over
easy.
here. Reload.
Suits my purpose.
And then free charge up to here.
Nothing I can't do.
Free charge down onto him.
Suits my purposes. Watch and learn. No opposing me was your biggest mistake.
That eye laser is so dumb. Daring
I'll bring
Breach.
glory to my bloodline. Not a problem for me. already done. Nothing of value has been lost. I tire of this. Let's move.
Fun fight.
Follow my lead.
My success was inevitable.
It's about time.
That was such a fun and difficult fight. We get Laughing Wolf Helm. And Astartes Typhoon Bolter.
I align my path with yours. For now.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
What do we have here? Blood Barrier Emitter. At the start of their turn, the wearer recovers wounds equal to the number of bleeding creatures. If at least one wound was recovered that way, one fresh injury is removed from the wearer as well. Arc Machinator's, Deceit. Whenever the wearer uses an attack that is of a different type than the previous attack, they gain momentum equal to their resolve. This could have been cool for my build if I'd fit Drukhari equipment in. Not that it's at all needed. Like, cool for the build if I wasn't using buffs. I guess. The data slate is dented, its screen displaying flickering colored stripes. Readable parts are twitchy and contain repetitions. Numerous prior studies pursued the goal of breaking new ground in recreating and reviving the specimen in the event of its death. The above-mentioned experiment laid the groundwork for modernizing and accelerating the recreation of a living organism from a minuscule sample of bone or muscle tissue. Every variety of living organism has been observed to release a number of chemicals at the moment of death that enable the creation of an entirely identical clone with intact memories of its prior life up to and including the moment of death, most vividly detailed as to both physical sensations and emotional distress. As mentioned before, even a tiny modicum of bone or muscle tissue is sufficient for reviving or creating an organism in an adequate lab setup. Bear in mind that work on creating the new body must begin before the third stage of decomposition is set in. Space around the hollow is littered with lumps of broken rockcrete. A feeble breeze blows through the ugly hole in the ceiling, stirring up whirlwinds of stone and dust at your feet. Sorry, stone dust at your feet. The hole in the lab's vaulted ceiling and the hollow underneath it point you to the obvious conclusion. Something broke into this room, ripped out a piece of the lab, and dragged it outside. You are, for now, mystified as to what that something was. Take a closer look around. Through the piled up rocks, dirt, and thick dust, you are able to make out parts of fixtures that were ripped out of the sockets and thrown to the floor. Parts like these are used for fastening industrial girders in place at large manufactorums around the Imperium. Try to surmise what destroyed the lab ceiling? You study the edges of the breach carefully, reflect for a few minutes, and conclude that the hole in the lab ceiling was created by several powerful targeted explosions. After more time, you note that the characteristic marks on the debris and the walls. The ceiling was breached using melta charges. What do you make of all this? Seneschal looks around, frowning. I don't understand. Drukhari machinery and their toys seem out of place within these walls. They seem positively alien, in fact. These walls? Why, this is the standard architecture of an Imperium bunker. Why would a Xenos conduct their business in a place like this? My kin were unable to find this place. The Dark Ones would hardly have been content with a single trophy, even one as great as this. No. This was done crudely and quickly. Behavior more typical of a monkey. The work is precise, though not the neatest. Whoever did this clearly knew what they were looking for and where to strike. Just look at the edges of the breach, Shireen. They were definitely ripped apart by a targeted blast. Alright.
Compared to naval service, that was barely a challenge.
That Nomos thing was talking to me. It's weird. Kind of creepy. But it's harmless enough. And very curious.
Idira, for throne's sake, be careful with that creature. We do not even fully understand what it is. Until we do, you would do well to treat it as you would any other dangerous Xenos. For your own safety.
Alright, I think it is time to leave. The Voxcaster under your armor suddenly spits out a cacophony of sounds. Growl of chainswords, human screams, the screech of metal, and the rattling interference of an active Voxcast. Working the buttons, switches, and tumblers only makes it worse. Prepare the Voxcaster. Skillfully wielding your tools, you open the device's case and check each part's condition. The Voxcaster does not enjoy your manipulations and hisses at you. Then the lumens on its screen glow red, and the broadcast stops. But the calm does not persist for long. Right before your eyes, the device's remains burst into purple sparks, and the dead speaker emits the familiar voice of Speaks with Gods, hoarse and feeble. O Star Sky Herald of the Eagle God. The nightmare has become real. The darkness left the forest, but the light of the I can be saved. The heart of the forest calls out for you. As soon as the priest's voice stops, your entire body arches with a crack as if electrocuted. You are standing on the tip of your toes, staring at a crimson sky at dusk that is turned into an ocean of spilt blood. Its still surface is broken by a hand with fingers covered in rings, and Caligos Winterscale emerges from the depths only to take a single breath and disappear once more into the blood. It happens again and again and again until he finally notices you. He throws out his hand and reaches for you. He reaches out, and the illusion fades away, leaving only a splitting headache in its wake. Rocks his chunks. Even a fresh recruit with his teeth knocked out would have given a clearer report. What happened there? Adira digs her nails into her face, purple sparks gleaming at the ends of her hair. The dusk sun has reached the treetops, and the crimson heart has struck at its last beat. The dying stars have no hope left. Run, fools, back. I can barely understand the speech of this monkey, but one thing is clear. Their settlement needs help. I care little about the woes of those primitive creatures. I'm simply paying reparations for the pain that my kin have brought upon this world. By the throne's radiance, those psychers certainly love speaking in riddles, and now we are supposed to go herring off and make guesses about what has happened. Abelard nervously fiddles with his mustache. Still, his tone made it clear that it is nothing good, and I fear that it is already too late. A rotten feeling, I dare say. I'm going to go to the village. And we will do ads here. I think. Yes. The ads are going to last for 3 minutes. They disable pre-roll and mid-roll ads for the next hour on Twitch. I don't do anything in the meantime, so nobody misses out on any content. And I will catch everyone after the ads. Alright, the ads are finished. Let us continue.
Victory awaits!
I see death. Blood for the rogue trader's throne? Skulls for the skull god? Uh-oh. Winterscale's gone off the deep end. Caligos Winterscale laughs uncontrollably, looking around the blood-soaked village. His eyes are full of rage, as if absolute insanity has possessed him. Orton the Grey seems hypnotized by his master's words, bloodshot eyes alight with a slowly growing flame, unnatural, frightening, and demonic. The remaining members of Winterscale's retinue have dispersed around the village's center. The navigator apathetically observes the massacre from a distance. The tech priest appears overly fascinated with assembling and disassembling her own leg augmetics, and the Slith mercenary is raising the village, wholly satisfied. Only Caligos' new psyker speaks with gods is nowhere to be seen. Caligos turns around and gives you the broadest smile of smiles. Ah, Zen, how was your hunt? They were your subjects. Why? Caligos' smile grows faint, condescending. You convinced me to stop hunting the Xenos new blood, but thirst and melancholy got the better of me sooner than I anticipated. I grew bored, and those worthless peasants squealed so miserably that I wanted to strangle them more and more and more. This monkey killed his own kin just because he could not kill mine. Surely its face is shadowed by a shroud of guilt. I did not wish for it to end this way, Elentok. If gold and authority ever turn me into such a soulless ashmog, you better shoot me where I stand, Shireen. For a while now, I had my suspicions, but the source of your remarkable strength, you've turned to the ruinous powers. What are you saying, New Blood? Have the Xenos addled your mind in so short a time? Caligos looks at you with a mix of surprise and confusion. Didn't Theodore explain to you that in the Expanse, baseless accusations went out of style a good 100 years ago? The Winterscale I've heard of would never have thrown his worlds to Chorta, only to indulge in mindless hunting. Caligos clicks his teeth and bursts into a fit of laughter, but then quickly calms down. Testing the boundaries, are we, Zen? I like your boldness, but you shouldn't stick your head so far into the beast's throat. Look around, your own retinue's terrified of you? I'm the rogue traitor, a warrior of the God Emperor, and the great ruler of my dynasty. They should tremble in the face of their master's power. Not out of fear, no, out of reverence. Winterscale grins at his retinue. But it is not enough to dispel the oppressive silence. Tech Priest bows her head until her face is completely obscured by her hood. The navigator nods curtly and quickly averts his eyes, and the Slith is licking a fresh wound that may have been inflicted by a power axe. What's the matter? Am I truly so terrifying that you cannot even look at me? Caligos growls in exasperation. Where's that ridiculous psyker? At least he knows how to honor his master with his words, old man. Magos Gilenia Zeta, the unit that identified itself as Speaks with Gods, has been annihilated, Lord Captain. You personally conducted the execution. Your reasoning was, I quote, Caligos' voice emerges from the tech priest's intricate system of cables and speakers. You think I need saving, old man? You say you can see the future? Well, did you foresee this? The buzzing of the power axe is blunted by human flesh, followed by a cry, a gargle, and the dull sound of a body falling to the ground. Bloody pile of scrap, I'll tear off your mechadendrites and stuff them down your throat. Before the visage of truth, everyone is compelled to manifest their genuine self. In this subject, I see only an uncontrolled thirst for entropy, making his existence meaningless. This is an incontrovertible fact. I don't remember anything like that. Caligos shuts his eyes and grips his head in confusion. Flinching as if struck by a whip, Winterscale stares at the village with the look of someone who is seeing it for the first time. Confusion and unease creep into his gaze. What happened here? Who dared? The realization forms new lines on his face. No, I surely couldn't have. Or... Your Arch-Militant is a heretic and a servant of chaos? He's the one fanning the flames of your rage? This is your last chance, Caligos. Cleave this upstart in two with the axe that I blessed for you. Skin him and bathe him in his blood. Or bathe in his blood. We will forget everything and continue on our journey to hunt and to kill. This is the way you prefer to drown out your loneliness and boredom, is it not? This is all you're doing, you wretched cur. Caligos swings his axe at the Arch-Militant, but he evades the mortal blow with the grace of a viper. I showed you mercy, and you have been corrupting my soul this entire time, forcing me. No one forced you, Caligos. I merely enabled your desire, fostered it, and made your crimson rage blossom. You suspected, yet your own pride stopped you from recognizing your own weaknesses. Orton's speech becomes more and more distorted with each word, and a thought swells in the back of your mind. You wish to kill him, tear him apart, here, now? Weak, worthless fool. I've spent so many years growing this rage inside you, and still you resist. Did you think you could refuse the blessing of the Skull God at the last moment? Well, one way or another, he will claim you all. Orton's flesh bursts, and the last thing you notice is his hateful gaze turning to you. Caligos Winterscale lies on the ground, staring into the endless sky of Quetzaltemur. His pelvis is twisted unnaturally, his legs are not moving, and an exposed bone shard protrudes his right arm. Blood streams down his chin in a thin rivulet, with no sign of stopping. It was a good fight, New Blood. For the first time, Caligos Winterscale's voice is calm and humble. Your spine seems to be damaged. There's no walking with that. It seems that you may be correct. Caligos does not look dismayed by your words in the slightest. After all, I can't even feel anything below the chest. Aside from an overwhelming feeling of helplessness, of course. He lets out a contented wheeze instead of a laugh. What now? I will remain here with what's left of my escort and wait for help. And you should go. There are still so many undiscovered stars and unknown worlds out there. Caligos' gaze once again turns to the sky, where the first stars begin to appear. I will take you to the Emperor's vow. There's no need. But if you are so concerned about an old man's health, I shan't stop you.
A new challenge for me.
How do I get out of here? Oh, I have another level up already? What the heck? Level 50. I wasn't even looking for it because I wasn't expecting it. Destroyer and clenched teeth. Do I want clenched teeth? Do I want contempt? Field medic? Hardened scars? Maybe hardened scars? Interception? Opening strike? Reckless fury? Let us... I'll go hardened scars here. It really doesn't matter. None of them really matter. I'll go clenched teeth. Screw it. Abelard. Extermination and hardened scars. Which we already have, so we will take Desolation. Adira. Let's go Death Dealer. And then we can go Joint Offense, Fresh Target, Fresh Target. Eogen. This was way too vanilla for me. Yeah, that's fair. Let's see. I don't know what to go here. Let's go Attention. And then we can go... Steady. And here... Magi. You can have an eager for battle, which will allow you to actually use your guns as well.
Oh. My, you startled me. I, was miles away.
Hey, gamer. How's it going? Did you beat Final Fantasy V? Thank you for the raid as well. Not even close, you think? Oh, baby. Final Fantasy games are relatively long, yeah. Got stuck in hell for 2 hours? Oh, joy. Have you gotten your 4th class? What was your 4th class? Your last Final Fantasy game was Mystic Quest? Yeah, that's not a mainline game. That's a side, like a side story game, or, you know, not, yeah. But welcome, everyone. We are playing Warhammer 40k, Rogue Trader, and currently leveling up. Okay, then we'll grab sniper expertise. There we go. And now I'm going to spend some time trying to figure out how to get out of this city, because it seems every way out of here is not a way out at the moment. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Here it is. Return to Void Ship. I do not know all of the Final Fantasy V lore, but that's okay. You can spoil me if you want. I know, like, all of the jobs, because they're just standard Final Fantasy jobs, for the most part. The Void has a cool city with good loot. And you got stuck in the Void for 2 hours. Alanim? Alanim? I want to let you know that you hearing the call of the Void and getting stuck in there for some period of time is the least surprising thing I could have heard. Understandable. Wasn't I supposed to be able to take him to his ship? I am not able to take him to his ship? Weird. Whatever. Let's go talk with Adira. Also, how's it going, Cleve Wizard? Hope all is well. How are you? Not regretting your decision, are you? Eudora? Yeah. Yeah, that's what Alanim is doing right now. He's doing a 4-job fiesta. It's almost 4 a.m. and you're eating leftover birthday cake, so you're doing great. Yo, that sounds wonderful.
Never been better, Lord Captain. No joke. As soon as I stopped fearing for my life, even the voices in my head quieted down. But don't get me wrong, they will come back. And one day I'll find myself in a situation I can't get out of. But for now, I'm fine. And it's all thanks to you. You know, I think it's pretty ironic that my gifts lets me see the future, when thinking about the future is the thing I'll do anything to avoid. Substances of all kinds, jokes, stories about their good old days. I hide under them all like a blanket. As long as I don't poke my head out, everything will be okay. At least, that's what I thought. But I'm tired of living other people's stories. I want to tell my own. I don't know when or how mine will come to an end, but I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that somebody someday tells at least one decent story about Adira Tlass. And I can't think of a better way to do that than by standing shoulder to shoulder with you.
One story, don't sell yourself short. You and I have already had enough adventures to fill a tome.
Then what are we waiting for? Get a scribe in here. We need to get all this down before we forget. But we have to make me more heroic and powerful so that I come out looking the best next to your other companions. What do you reckon? How many wastrels have we slaughtered? 1 million? Stuff that. Let's make it 2. Of course.
All right. I thought I was able to bring my companions here. I wanted to fix my party before I forget. I am able to bring my companions, it just didn't give me the choice to fix my party. Okay. We grab Heinrichs. We level Heinrichs up. .49 is toughness and coercion. Could go weapon skill. Actually, I'm gonna go perception, get that to 50. Will I? Yeah, I'll go weapon skill here, and then I'll go perception for the final one. And then... coercion. And then we have degraded defense and desolation. Which I apparently already have. So I will take open engagement. Alright, that planet took forever. The astropaths are reporting a new message. It says, Lord Inquisitor Kalkazar sending his regards to your lordship. and is hoping to meet you in his palace at footfall at your earliest convenience. Xavier will have to wait until I conclude some more urgent business. We found the trail of the elusive Contempt. Ship was sighted in Latoshian's Passage. We go after the pirates right now. We can catch them before those arrogant scoundrels slip away again. We've just received an urgent message from Dargonis. Marshal Strax requests that you come to the Administratum Palace for a discussion of the utmost importance. Alas, the extent of what we know, that is the extent of what we know. The message ends there. Where is Latoshian's... Over there. Sanctify all chambers. I'm taking on these pirates. The pirate flotilla is gathered in a system with an especially prosperous extractium. The Augur crew reports that all of the void ships share their signatures with the elusive Contempt. You hear a familiar, cheerful voice from the Vox. Shelby, the proto-speculator, sighs theatrically. You're hot on his heels, coming between him and his fortune. The cargo ships are just about to take off from the bountiful planet, but the rogue trader himself wishes to rudely interrupt their plans. But that's quite alright. Shelby sounds thrilled by the sudden competition. The elusive Contempt's captain is ready to wait for the next opportunity, and for now he'll leave you in the good company of his friends. You see the pirate flagship beginning to maneuver to escape into the warp. Don't let the insolent pirates escape. Fire broadside at the elusive Contempt. Starboard batteries light up, firing a salvo. The missiles reach their target. Despite a direct hit, the elusive Contempt manages to slip away once more, though it won't recover from the damage anytime soon.
Their efforts will be for naught.
Torpedoes locked! Onward! Unleash! The time has come.
Okay. Do I not have this set up correctly? I will warp jump down here. And then I will... guard my Right side? I can't quite maneuver well enough. Alright, we'll just go around like this. I will come around up here. And then protect my nose. Okay. Then I can come over here.
Stay in the course.
Easy game.
Blessed be the righteous fury of the Exalted One.
Okay, over here. What was the last thing I got? Steady hand 2? I will go Sanctified Restart. And onboard ECM. Hosts, you. Okay, you weren't the one that I had there before. That's fine. How much scrap do I even have? 737? I have a little bit. Okay, back to Dargonis again. Yes. We're getting Solomorn. I should probably level him up. I don't even know what level he is. We have 6 levels for him? Oh boy. Fired up coercion. Demolition. And then tenderize, Medicae. Dependable ally, agility. Then perception and awareness. Eager for battle, enough bullets for everyone. There we go.
None shall stand in my way.
Mercenary Beta, Mercenary Delta, Zeta. Marshal Strax regards the prefect with an implacable expression. Out of the question. I will only speak about resolving this situation with the rogue trader directly. No intermediaries. As she speaks, Prefect Vulture's augmented hands constantly fidget with a tattered piece of paper that may have once been a report. But for how much longer might we have to wait for the rogue trader? 10 turns? 30? Thrice that? Time is an invaluable commodity, and we currently have none, esteemed Marshal. Not to mention that Decree RP 84289 explicitly states he stops abruptly when she sees you. The Marshal raises his chin. Rogue Trader, the Adeptus Arbites request your immediate cooperation. The sacred tithe collected from the Cronus Expanse is in danger, and you are the only one who can negate this threat. Why me specifically, if this is so, what danger are you referring to, Marshal? All of the Expanse is ablaze, Rogue Trader. The state of disorder jeopardizes a critical strategic location. The planet Lethus is a clandestine world provided by Theodora von Valentius for the purpose of storing the tithe collected from the worlds of the Cronus Expanse. Strax's cheeks twitch. At present, the planet is overflowing with the sacred tribute, amassed over the course of decades. After we lost contact with every ship, single ship sent through the Maw. In recent years, the decision was made to cease all attempts to transport the tithe out of the Expanse until the route is once more secure. It was for just such periods of the Maw's impassability that the storage world of Lethus was devised. The raspy voice of the prefect cuts across the Marshal's speech. If I may provide certain details, as per regulations, prior to being sent to this temporary depot, all tithe shipments were first brought to Dargonis. These deliveries were made using barges crewed by servitors, with the only people on board with the privilege of autonomous behavior being key officers and an arbitrator escort. In other words, the location of both the system and the planet was strictly classified. A special pact was made with the Navigator House. Even I was not entrusted with the coordinates. Marshal looks straight at you. Given the scarcity of our resources, absolute secrecy is Lethus's main line of defense. However, we are detecting increased activity near the storage world's location. I do not want to do this, but I am, quite plainly, forced to ask you for your help. Go to Lethus and organize the extraction of the Imperial tithe to Dargonis for further safekeeping. Who are these people? They do not look like administrative clerks. The prefect looks at them, then snaps her fingers. The fighters immediately make the sign of the Aquila. These are my bodyguards, members of the Fangs of the Expanse. They are here to demonstrate my willingness to offer the Adeptus Arbites whatever cooperation I can. In other words, they are here in case the diplomatic approach fails and you need a show of force instead. We're the Fangs of the Expanse. Mercenaries. The Marshal spits the word out in disgust. Vulture size, Gregorus, you know we need every fighter we can get these days. You have precious few people at your disposal, and every year, fewer still remain. The Adeptus Administratum regulations do not prohibit the employment of hired force. He meets the Marshal's fierce gaze with calm composure. Increased activity, in other words, someone is very interested in locating a world brimming with the tithe, and is close to succeeding. The Marshal draws a sharp breath. Impossible. That would mean that someone commanding vast resources and influence knows of its existence. We have no evidence that could support this conjecture. Considering the current state of the Cronus Expanse, with pirates and Xenos roaming where they please, it is far more likely that the storage world will be discovered by accident. The hastiness of the Marshal's rejection of your theory is the best proof that he himself considers a deliberate search to be a plausible explanation, but it seems he's unwilling to admit it, even to himself. I must remind you, to my embarrassment, that Dargonis was gutted by Xenos not long ago. Are you telling me that the tithe from the entire Cronus Expanse is being hoarded on Lethus? So how much are we talking exactly? The Marshal sighs in anguish, enough to instantly turn anyone who captured it into a force more intimidating than the Caspelica Shadow Barons. A tempting prize, as you can see. To save an unimaginable treasure hoard, just as a change of pace? Why not? If you were to offer us a modest share of the cargo, we would be... Jai catches the Marshal's icy glare, outraged. We require no compensation at all, for we operate solely for the good of the Imperium. What can you tell me about Lethus? I do not recall seeing it on any star charts. Fringe world of no value to the Imperium. By order of Lady Theodora, it was stricken from all astrogational data. The Marshal grimly works his jaw as he looks away. Its security was considered beyond doubt until now. Theodora had a whole secret planet in her possession, and yet no one cared to inform me. Lady Theodora was fond of secrets and good at keeping them. You inherited those secrets when you ascended her throne, but there are so many of them that apprising you of them all would be an impossible task, as is determining the scope of your knowledge. To be honest, this is the first time I'm hearing of this planet as well. Lethus must have been one of those secrets whose details only a select few are privy to, and even fewer among those few ever get to live once their purpose has been fulfilled. This must be resolved without delay. I will go there at once. I will have the coordinates and passwords transferred to you. They are for your eyes only. Once you have arrived at the location, you are to oversee the tithe's transportation to Dargonis. We will meet the barges here, and then redirect them to secure vaults. I must ask that you hurry, your lordship, before all is lost.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Alright, time to go figure out where this Lethus is. It's here. Alright. Unfortunately, I'm gonna end the stream early again today. I've been under the weather, and I do not wish to overexert myself and make it worse. So, I will call it here, and we will continue this tomorrow with more Rogue Trader. Thank you everyone for stopping by, very much appreciated. If you enjoyed what you saw, please hit the follow button or subscribe button on YouTube. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, and take care of yourselves.